In this video, we're checking out the FeiyuTech G4S Handheld Gimbal. So, I've been looking and considering buying a gimbal for some time. I was aware of the FeiyuTech stuff a couple of years ago. Wasn't really too well known, so I kind of just looked past it really. Obviously very familiar with the DJI Osmo, but that's around £450. You do get obviously the camera with it, but it always seemed a little bit fragile. When I'd seen people using it, it seemed to wobble a little bit, so wasn't too keen on getting one of those. But recently the G4S has been released by FeiyuTech. It's a 3-axis handheld gimbal, and there's a few things about it that made me decide to go with this model. You can still buy the G4, which is slightly cheaper, but what's good about this is full 360-degree movement, so the gimbal can turn all the way around. There's no restrictions there. The way that the GoPro goes in and out of the case is now a quick release kind of option. You don't have to have the thumb screws to go in and out on. It's got the ability to remote control it as well. I have got the remote control version. Not sure how much I'm going to use it, but it's got good joystick control to be able to basically pan and tilt and do all the rolling that you need. So I guess as I mentioned already, this is the G4S version here is where you use the GoPro. I already have GoPros, so it just makes sense to me that, again, I don't have a device that's just locked into being just a handheld gimbal. I can still use it on the quadcopters and different things. So my plans for using this, there are a few things. One is to get more stable video when recording on the skateboard. Also when doing kind of pan and tilt shots in the videos, instead of having to use the slider all the time, hopefully can use this and we'll see how things turn out. And yeah, I mean, I think there's just more options. If you're interested in making video, which I am, then I think this is something worth checking out. So let's open the box, see what is inside. Oh, excellent. I was kind of hoping for this, but wasn't sure if it was going to come. So yeah, it comes in a really nice carbon fiber effect case. So I'd seen some people online had got this case, and I'd seen others that just kind of came in a foam kind of platform with no casing. So this is going to be really good to kind of looking after this product and kind of transporting it around. It seems really sturdy, well stitched together. It's pretty lightweight anyway, so you don't have to worry about things too much. It actually kind of feels DJI-ish, I mean, that's a good thing. Open it up and see what we've got inside. Okay, so look at the instructions, and so this is all foam padding that's cut to size. What's really good actually, that looks like when the GoPro is mounted, you can actually still store it in the case, so you don't have to take the GoPro off and store that separately. You can put everything you need in here. Okay, let's have a quick look. So we have some instructions, English version 01. As I mentioned, what's in here? I ordered the version that has the separate remote control, so this isn't standard, but there was a deal. I think I paid £6 more than just having the gimbal on its own, so don't really plan on using this too much, but who knows, for £6 I thought it was worth checking it out. So I think that manual looks like it's just related to the wireless remote control as opposed to the gimbal itself. So what else do we have in here? There's a nice little zip pouch for extra storage there, which is going to be handy. Okay, so micro USB cable. This is some sort of micro USB adapter. I'm going to guess that is for the remote, so I'm assuming you're going to plug that in, and that's how the remote talks wirelessly. In the bag here, there's a micro USB to jack plug. Again, not quite sure what that's for right now. A micro USB cable in general, I think that's for plugging into the computer for firmware updates, and then there's some form of USB dongle again. So a couple of user guides, English, Chinese, talks about how to mount the camera. So we'll check those out as we go into the video. Warranty card, I would definitely make sure I fill that out and get it sent back. Right, so what do we get in the case? So pretty much you get everything you need by the look of it. So here we have a USB powered charging point for the batteries. So that's pretty awesome. 2 sets of rechargeable batteries. So that's going to keep you going, no problems there. Okay, then now we get down to the actual gimbal itself. So it comes in 2 parts. I've read some people can kind of complain about this, that you have to take it apart, but really it's a screw fit, so I think it's not world ending. One of the other advantages around the G4S over the G4 is it does have a tripod mount. So that means obviously you can mount it on a full size or mini tripod to enable you to do some static shots. So I guess that's where the remote will come in really handy. So let's get this out. This feels really good, nice quality. I mean, I guess you'd hope so because the product's not kind of super cheap, but yeah, no, it feels good. There's definitely a good weight to it. The other thing about this gimbal, which is really good, is there's power in here. So obviously the GoPro can use its own power source, but I'm assuming you can then use some of the power from the batteries of the handheld gimbal to charge it further. On the back here are different settings to enable you to change and how you're using the gimbal. So let's what we'll do is grab a GoPro 4, look at how we plug this in, get a set of batteries in. We hope there's some charge, and yeah, see what this looks like. Okay, so we have a couple of batteries. We have a GoPro Hero 4 here. Let's quickly go through the beginner's guide, how we set this up. So take the first half of the handheld mount, pop 2 batteries in. You can see the battery connector at the end there, so just screw this in. This is really simple and straightforward, which is excellent. Simplicity over complexity is always good if you want things just to work. On the back here you see here's the USB slot, so I think, like I said, this is where obviously you plug it in for firmware updates and also for the remote control, so that's good. Mount the camera. So this is where I said we have kind of the quick release mounting. So literally looks like you just push down and the whole thing just comes straight out, which is awesome. Just get the GoPro Hero 4, take the side connector off, and we need to mount this in here carefully, make sure everything gets lined up. Excellent. Simply pop this back over the front. Gets the clip into place nicely. Okay, that seems, that's locked in. So here we have it, just kind of sitting there. This GoPro Hero 4 Silver obviously it has the integrated screen. So if you're using additional backpacks or additional screen plugins in like a GoPro Hero 3 for example, it's not going to fit. So keep that in mind. Okay, so power on button, this white button here. So if we press, okay, that was pretty simple. So okay, so it's working. Obviously, I guess the one thing is the camera here in this instance is then mounted upside down. Obviously that's not a big issue with the GoPro because you can just split it, but or turn the camera. So let's just turn the camera on. I guess we can get it to mount differently. Okay. Okay, so we'll start recording. Let's see if you guys can get an idea of what the footage looks like. Okay. That's better. So I guess the orientation you turn it on plays a big part there. That's worth knowing. It seems to work really smoothly. So if I use the joystick, I can pan up and down, rotate left and right. That's great. I'm really happy with how this seems to be working out of the box here. So the joystick enables to do various things. Obviously the panning, the rolling and tilting. If we try, I guess, a big 360 roll all the way around. No problems. That's really pretty impressive. Yeah, that's good. I'm not sure if there's any calibration we need to do, but I guess this is in a different kind of mode. So this is allowing the motion to be felt as opposed to static. So a couple of things. So we look at the back here. When the light is flashing 3 times, that's full power. Blue light flashes twice, enough power. Blue light flashes once, low power. Blue light keeps flashing, no power. It seems kind of ironic. How would it flash if there was no power? But okay, so let's see kind of how this works. So operating and functions. So the joystick is good. So okay, so let's see. So single tap of the functions button. So the functions button is also the power button. So give this a single tap. And this is in, I guess, panning lock mode. So as you can see here, the camera is just not moving at all. So that's really kind of cool. And we can see on the back here, the light is just constantly on, which indicates we're in the locked, the panning, so that's lock mode. Double tap for panning and tilting mode. Okay, so there's different flashing happening here. Okay, and that follows your motion, yeah, so it will gradually follow, so that's interesting. Triple tap is in inversion mode. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I guess if you feel the need to take a selfie, obviously the camera is pointing right at the gimbal head, so I'm not quite sure how useful that is, to be honest. Quadruple tap to reset. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back, locked in, back into that locked mode, which is awesome. Tap the button for 6 times for rolling angle adjustment. Long press for 1 second is to standby, and long press for 3 seconds is to power off. So let's just hold it off. Okay, that's off. Yeah, I'm really impressed. Obviously time will tell how well it works in practice. But for me, it feels like a really nice solid piece of kit. Obviously we'll see in future videos how good this footage really is. I'll add a short clip at the end. I just kind of go outside and try a little bit of videoing, so you get an idea of kind of how it's working outside of the quick demo you just saw in the office here. But no, this feels like a solid, good product. Time will tell. So perhaps we'll retouch on this in the future. But yeah, I think if you're looking for a handheld gimbal, they have different versions that you can use with different action cameras or phones or even DSLRs. Check it out, FeiyuTech. Yeah, I think it's worth it. It seems really well built, well constructed, and hopefully I get lots of enjoyment and usage out of this. Okay, so the last thing we'll quickly test is the optional remote control. So I plug the little USB dongle into the body. I assume we need to power it on for power. Okie dokie. And then I guess let's see if I'm not sure if there's batteries in this thing already. Okay, so it actually looks like this charges, it has its own internal battery you charge from USB. So pressing this on. Okay, so the light is now constant. Okay, so we can see here this is all connected, and if we look, okay, so if I now use the remote control, panning left, panning right, tilting up, tilting down, cool, seems to work really well. So again, I think if you had this mounted on the tripod and you then were doing some remote camera work, I think it's going to work out pretty nicely. Okay, oh, you can power on and off into standby mode from here as well, so excellent. So let's cut to some external outside footage and then we'll call this video a day. Thanks for watching this video. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. If you're interested in other geek type videos, please consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks. Why not also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And before you leave, why don't you check out one of these other videos that may be of interest. Thanks again for watching.